Hi students, this section is 3.8, Rates, Ratios, and Percents. So the first topic we're going to talk about here are rates and unit rates. And what a rate is, it's a ratio of two quantities with different units. So for instance, you might have 34 miles per 2 gallons. Rates are usually written as unit rates. A unit rate is a rate with the second quantity of 1 unit, such as 17 miles per 1 gallon. So unit rate is over 1, where rate itself could be over, like for instance here we have the 2 gallons. So you can convert any rate to a unit rate. Example number 1, we're going to work with solving rates here, making them unit rates. So here we have $210 per 40 hours. So if I set that up as a rate, so that's $210 over 40 hours. To make that a unit rate, we're going to see how much that is after 1 hour. So you would divide that, and you're going to get $5.25 per 1 hour. For example A. For example B, we have 10 kilometers per 50 minutes. So we want to figure out how many kilometers we go in 1 minute. So 10 kilometers per 50 minutes. And when we divide that, we're going to get 2/10 kilometers, or 0.2 kilometers per 1 minute. So that's working with rates and unit rates. Now we're going to look at a ratio, and a ratio is a comparison of two quantities by division. The ratio of A to B can be written A with the colon B, or written like as a fraction here, A over B. B cannot equal 0. Ratios that name the same comparison are said to be equivalent. So let's look at an example of a ratio situation. It says you tested a sample of 50 tulip bulbs from a shipment of 4,500 bulbs for resistance to a type of mold. You found that 32 of the bulbs had a natural resistance and 18 did not. Use these results to estimate the number of bulbs in the shipment that have a natural resistance to the mold. Well, the way we're going to set this up is you're going to compare based on units. So we're going to set up the resistance bulb in the sample over our total sample itself. Oops. Equal to the resistant bulb in the shipment over the total bulbs in the shipment. So we're going to look at our information provided to us and set it up based on what I set up right here. So the resistant bulb in the sample. Well, they found that 32 of the bulbs had a natural resistance and 18 did not. So resistant bulb in the sample, that would be the 32 bulbs. So that would be 32 over the total number. The total number is, you tested 50 bulbs, that's our total number. So 32 over 50 equals the resistant bulb in the shipment. So the resistant bulb in the shipment over the total bulb in the shipment. Well, we don't have the resistant bulb in the shipment. That's what we're trying to find. So I'll label that as X. Over the total bulbs is the 4,500 bulbs. So that would be over 4,500. So now I'm trying to find that missing value, that resistant bulb in the shipment. That's what we're trying to find. So what do we do here is we cross multiply, and I can do 50 times X to get 50X equals 32 times 4,500. That's going to give me a number of 144,000. Now we're going to solve for x, so I'm going to divide both sides by 50. and X is going to equal 2,880 bulbs resistant in the shipment. So that would be my total number. So we could have my final answer be 2,880 of the 4,500 bulbs in the shipment will be resistant to the mold. And that'll be my answer. The last topic we're going to talk about in this section is percents. And there's two methods you can go about thinking when solving with percents. The first method is you're going to divide the part by the whole. And then to get that as a percent, you're going to multiply by 100. You then multiply the decimal by 100. If you already have a decimal, just multiply the decimal by 100 to get a percent. So as I said here, part over whole times 100. That gives you your percent. Or there's another method where you take part over whole equals percent over 100, and then you can use the cross multiply method that I used in the previous slide to find percent as well. So let's practice a percent question here. A lot of times part over the whole is the way to go, and then multiplying it by 100 is going to give you your percent, and that's the method I mostly like to use. Here it says, what percent was the server's tip if the customer left $1.75 for a $12.50 meal? So part out of the whole, well, my part is what was left, the $1.75 over the $12.50. And when I divide that part over whole, I'm going to get a decimal of 0.14. If I take that and multiply by 100, that becomes 14. So it's going to be a 14% tip that we gave the server for this meal. And that will be my answer.